Hey, it's Peter Voogd here, author of 6 Months to Six Figures and founder of the Game Changers Academy, and welcome to YEL 2.0, the podcast that really helps you live life on your terms. And this is a powerful episode, simple, short, but very powerful, and I know it will make a difference in your psychology, your mindset, your results, and your success overall. And I wanted to record it personally, so you'll be able to listen or watch me either way. Now, the reason I wanted to share this with also my YouTube subscribers is because I know how dedicated you guys are to reaching the next level of success. This episode is going to be called simply the perspective shift. One of the most important perspectives that you need to have in order to live in the top 5% of people that are fulfilled, they love what they do, they have financial freedom, they have choices, they're happy, and sadly, most people, 95%, are frustrated, discouraged, broken relationships, don't have choices, can't travel when they want, don't live a life on their terms, answering to somebody else. And I don't want that for you. It's became so possible and more possible than ever. And there's so many opportunities in this new economy to create and design your ideal lifestyle. All right. So there's 3 perspective shifts I want to go through, and they all have been things that I've been going through the last couple of years, and they were just too important not to share. The first perspective shift, and I'll give you a story, is the importance of putting in time, sacrifice, and the importance of not separating yourself from the elite performers and not putting people on pedestals. The second is the Mamba mentality that I learned from Kobe Bryant, but I'm going to give you a personal story with that. And then the third is why balance is the biggest myth of all time and why only mediocre people talk about balance, all right? So I'm watching David Blaine, one of the best magicians of all time. He's amazing. If you haven't seen him, I would check him out. He's doing the most insane magic that I've ever seen. He's been doing magic since he was a kid. But here's the perspective shift. I'm watching him and I'm in awe. And right when I catch myself, I'm thinking there's no way I could do what he does. He's holding his breath for 7 minutes. He went without food for 40 days. He's swallowed gasoline. He's done all this crazy stuff. And for me, I don't usually separate myself from somebody else, but I caught myself saying, you know, I could never do what he does. He's a rare breed. He's such a different type of human being. I couldn't do that. Right when I was thinking that, and it crowded my judgment, the interviewer, I was watching a special where they were interviewing, the interviewer asked him, what has been your scariest moment so far? Now, this is someone, or where were you in your biggest fear? This is someone who's done almost every crazy trick in the book. And what he said his biggest fear was speaking in front of 500 people on stage. Now, I just got back. I've spoken in Dubai and Tokyo and all over the world in front of 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 people. That's something I love doing. I didn't realize that a lot of other people are very nervous and maybe don't like speaking in front of people. But he said his biggest fear is speaking in front of crowds. That's my biggest excitement. So my point is, what he really fears that he does not like doing or can't stand doing, I love. Just like all the things that I fear he does that I think I could never do that, he's just put in more time than me and mastered his craft. This is so needed that you guys want to have a perspective shift here, because people are putting people on pedestals when they don't realize they could do the same thing if they put in the time, the effort, and the sacrifice as well. So I remember being at an event and sitting in the back of the room when I was frustrated, when I was broken, discouraged, and separating myself from every single speaker, saying, I couldn't be like him. He's more charismatic than me. I couldn't do that. I could never make $1 million. I could never make $100,000. And the moment I took full responsibility for my success and my results is the moment that I can actually change it. So for you, the moment you take full responsibility for everything in your life is only the time that you can change it. But before that, and you're starting to separate yourself from the majority and thinking that you can't do certain things because other people are somehow special, that attitude is going to kill you. So people are in awe of people that have done amazing things, but they don't realize that they've put in the hours, and it takes a mastery focus. When you haven't done that, it looks almost euphoric, but it's not. So stop putting people on pedestals. I got challenged in the moment, and I was thinking, I never separate myself from people. Why am I doing this? And I realized that I shouldn't be thinking that, because I got reality check right away and realized what he would never want to do, I love doing. So it's scary to him. It comes with a lot of fear. It almost looks euphoric when someone's speaking confidently in front of 3,000 people, and vice versa with what he does. So I challenge you, ask yourself, who are you separating yourself from that you shouldn't be? And if you're not exceptional at something, you just haven't put in enough time, or you haven't sold yourself on that activity or on that skill that you want to master as well. All right, so that's the first perspective shift, is the importance of time, sacrifice, and mastering your craft. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Elon Musk, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk, they're no different than me or you. They've just put in more time. Anyone that puts in more time is going to be better at something, right? You see the jugglers on the street. I was just in Venice, and there was this amazing sculpture that took 15 years to build. There was an amazing painter, and he said he's been doing it every day for 20 years. So you could look at that painting and say, I could never do that. Yeah, of course, you didn't put in 20 years. When you put in 20 years, it looks amazing to everybody else that have been dabbling in different things for 20 years or never actually bettering themselves or innovating every year. Like people say, I have 20 years of experience. No, you don't. You have 1 year of experience repeated 20 times because you're not getting any better. You're not investing in yourself. You're not bettering your best. You're not comparing your best of last week to this week and trying to beat that. So you don't have 20 years of experience. You have 1 year repeated 20 times. The masters, the visionaries, the best, the people that we respect, they've just put in a lot of years to one specific or two specific crafts and continue to get better. All right. Now, the Mamba mentality is something that I learned from Kevin Eastman, who was the vice president of the LA Clippers. Good friend of mine. He's spoken to our Game Changers Academy members twice, and I've had some amazing and very thought-provoking conversations with Kevin. And I'm going to get some water. I'm getting fired up here. So he told me about a story with Kobe. He was at Kobe Bryant's house, and he was talking about Kobe studying this high schooler. He was watching the All-American game, and he kept studying this high school kid's, one of the American McDonald's All-American players. I don't know what the guy's name was. He was studying literally in his living room, and it was overlooking the ocean. He lives somewhere in LA that overlooks the ocean. But Kevin said he just kept practicing this move. And then a couple days later, they were at the gym, and Kevin was there talking to some of the other coaches. And Kobe kept practicing that move and practicing that move. And Kevin went up to him and said, Kobe, when are you going to practice this? Like, how long are you going to do this? And he said, until. And he said, until when? And Kobe said, until. And Kevin asked again, what do you mean? Until when? He goes, until it's mastered. So it didn't matter if it took a day, a week, a month, or 5 years. He was going to work on that move until it was perfected, until it was how he wanted to master it to his liking, so he could be the best at that move. Too many people don't have that Mamba until attitude. They have, well, until it's uncomfortable, or until they don't feel like it, or until they're tired, or until it's not convenient anymore. No, your attitude, if you want to be an exceptional entrepreneur, or an exceptional parent, or an exceptional CEO, or an exceptional athlete, or an exceptional artist or entertainer, you have to focus on mastering your craft and working on the skills that can help and are most relevant to your vision until they're mastered. That's it, until they're mastered. All right, that's a huge, huge perspective shift for me, because I was working on things until I got tired or until I was bored. Everyone has this grass is greener mentality these days, where it's like, if you don't focus on mastering what's in front of you, of course it's going to get hard, but as you expand your capacity, the normal human tendency is to go to something else because you want to stay comfortable. No. You have to expand your capacity and push past the uncomfortable feelings to get even better, to expand your capacity and awareness. So work on things until you feel like you become the best at what you do. BIW, best in the world. Okay? So keep that in mind when you're thinking about what you want to master and what you want to get good at, because too many people have the grass is greener mentality, where once they're getting good at something, they go, oh, this will be better. Oh, this will be better. The grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it, and you want to water your grass so you don't have to focus on another set of grass somewhere else, okay? Third breakthrough. Balance is a myth. It's bogus. There's no balance. The only balance is for people that have a 9-to-5 job, that hate what they do, which is 76% of society right now, which I'm trying to change. I don't want you to hate what you do. Now, you won't always enjoy entrepreneurship, but you'll enjoy the fruits of your labor once you actually put the sacrifice in and see what you've created, and you finally have a lifestyle that you're proud of, that you don't have to call to anybody. But you're not gonna get there by balance. Here's the deal. Everyone I've ever talked to that's made 6 and 7 figures on their terms, they've created something, they've started a company or a product, or they've joined an amazing company and partnered with a company, that they love what they do, there's no balance. There's just harmony. Okay, when you talk about balance, you think of someone that's at a 9-to-5 and they say, well, my job is over at 5 o'clock. 5:01, they're out the door. They don't want to talk about it. They balance their job with their family. Entrepreneurs, people that love what they do, that are obsessed, and obsession is seen to be bad in society's eyes, but good in successful people's eyes. You have to be obsessed to be amazing at something. You can't dabble. You can't be someone that is the jack of all trades. No, you have to be all in. Dabblers and know-it-alls are despised in this new economy. You want to be someone that's obsessed and a learn-it-all, not a know-it-all. So, harmonizing things means taking everything you love, everything you've sold yourself on, everything that you care about, everything that you've prioritized, everything that keeps you engaged and fascinated and motivated, and putting it all into your lifestyle. When I'm done with something work-related, I don't want to go home and totally shut off and talk about something else or watch TV. I want to continue talking about the grind and what I love and my business and my impact and the speech I just gave and the podcast I created. I want to talk about those things. So I don't want balance. Balance, it's funny that I wanted to bring this up a couple weeks ago, and I just watched a special on Alex Rodriguez, and he said, balance? I don't want balance. You can't reach greatness if you want balance. And I was like, thank you, A-Rod, for solidifying my point. But the point is, you don't want balance. You want to harmonize everything together smoothly and get rid of all the noise, anything toxic, and things that don't produce confidence and growth in your life. Sound good? So I hope you got some value. Like I said, it was short and simple, but I wanted to shift your perspective, because the reality is you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. You can become the best in the world at anything that you're willing to go all in on and make the necessary sacrifices. But the problem is people want level 10 success. They want level 10 mastery, level 10 income, but they have a level 4 work ethic or a level 6 network. And it doesn't work. You're going to live incongruently and be frustrated. So what are you willing to A, sell yourself on, B, actually go all in on execution-wise, and C, become a master at? You know, the wealthiest people in the world, the wealthiest place in the world, is the cemetery, because it's filled with unfulfilled potential and so many brilliant ideas and dreams all wasted. Don't be like most people. Do not separate yourself from the greats. Do not misjudge your potential just because you haven't achieved it yet. If you can go all in and decide what you want and shift your perspective and realize if someone's on TV, if someone's making $100 million, if someone has 100 million YouTube views, they've just put in the necessary sacrifices when everyone else was messing around or escaping reality. They were bettering theirs. You're going to be rewarded in public for what you do in private. So master your craft and you'll become the best at what you do. And I'm looking forward to helping you get there. So thanks again. Let me know your thoughts. Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm going to get in the comments and engage with you guys as well. So thanks a lot. We'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.